And now, CBS 21 Sports with Joel D. Smith.
Come on, cold weather, winter weather, it doesn't get too many cheers in the rest of the newscast, Rob. But here in sports, we know hockey fans clamor for the cold stuff. So let's head out to the ice. It's been there for weeks already. We're talking about the Giant Center in Hershey. First period action, Providence pushing. It is Jordan Swarzy over to Jordan Hargrove. 2 Jordans equals 1 goal. It's 1-0. Second period action. This guy's saying, come on, Hershey Bears, let's do this. Riley Barber says, all right. Gets the shot in. Rebound, Chris Bork. That's the goal. But no, it's not. They called interference, so it's still 1-0. We move on to the third. Same score until Providence scores again. Anton Bleed. And they go on to win this thing 3-0. Now the Bears, this is their first home shutout in more than 2 years, Coach.
It's been a story for a number of games this year where we just, we come out, we play well, we get our chances, and we don't bury, or we have lack of finish, and next thing you know, you're chasing the game, and that was certainly something that happened tonight.
To college hoops now, and one of those bragging rights games in Philly tonight. It's Temple taking on #1 Villanova, and the Wildcats, they are good, and they proved it tonight. Even Amari Spellman, the big guy right here, hitting a 3. They lead by 10. Then a crazy play right here. It is off the foot of an owl, then it's a dive, then it's a scramble, it's a steal, it's a great pass, and right there is Jalen Brunson for the 3. He has 31 points in this thing. Wildcats cruise, final score 87-67. So as the Steelers prepare to host the Patriots this week, the Patriots, they are just hopping mad after their loss last week to Miami, but this is still a mega matchup. And head coach Mike Tomlin says, no one, even the Patriots, can come just prancing into Pittsburgh and win this thing. And his metaphor game is on point.
So that being said, man, we're excited about being in the kitchen, if you will. It's good to be in the kitchen. The kitchen's in Pittsburgh, PA, this week in the National Football League.
One player still that won't be available this week, Ryan Shazier, after suffering that spinal injury a couple weeks ago. Scary stuff. But to find out what it really means for his future, and also Carson Wentz's injury, we met earlier today with a doctor from Penn State Hershey Sports Medicine. Here's the injury. Ryan Shazier keeps his head down. We know that's a no-no nowadays, and it's a scary-looking injury. What's the diagnosis? What actually happened to him here?
So diagnosis, what we know is that he's had a spinal contusion, possibly a spinal fracture. You know this is a major injury and currently can't move his legs.
All right, so he's had some sort of surgery. What was that?
So likely it was 2-part. One part is to stabilize the spine, to add stability to the spinal cord, and 2 is to decompress the spinal cord, give it some more room to breathe.
Every time you say spinal cord, that's a scary thing. People are saying, will he walk again? Will he play again? You're not his doctor. We're just looking at this from afar, but what are the possibilities?
So, right now, I think his big goal is to walk again. And as far as football goes, we'll see how that plays out. So,
when will we know that?
I think over the next few weeks, we'll know more and more as far as what's his prognosis.
So it stays scary for now.
Absolutely.
For him. All right, we're moving on to Carson Wentz right now. Carson Wentz, more of a traditional injury, the ACL. We've heard about this a lot. The interesting thing about him, though, is even after taking this hit, he stood up, walked back to the huddle, threw a touchdown pass, and then walked off the field. So people thought maybe it's not too bad. How is he able to do this on a torn ACL?
Often people and athletes will have a period of lucidity where they'll have several minutes, if not an hour or two, where they'll actually feel okay.
They're saying that the ACL tear was just the ACL. What does that mean? Is that good news?
That is good news.
Okay.
When you have an isolated tear to the ACL, you don't have to fix those other structures.
And will he be ready for next year, the beginning of next year, considering that's only about 9 months away?
I would be surprised if he was playing game 1
of
next year.
And they're saying it could be 12 months. I mean, and that takes you back into, right now period of next year, the end of the season. So we'll see.
And we wish the best to Ryan Shazier.
Certainly
heck
so.
of an injury.
Yes.